Don't worry. Be happy.
They come on stars.
Hello, my sassy turtles. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. That's actually kind of what this video is going to be about. You guys having a good day, in a way. So the reason for me making this video is because I, from personal experience, I was at a point in my life, my junior year of high school, where I just felt extremely hopeless, worthless. I kind of thought I was just, that life was never going to get better, like that kind of thing, like just very dramatic, I guess. But, once you've been there, you know that even though looking back on it, it might seem really dramatic, if you've been there, you know that it's a really hard thing to deal with and to feel, and feeling that kind of like hopelessness, well, it's kind of like really hard to get out of it. I meet a lot of people who are kind of going through the same thing and maybe don't have someone who really understands what they're going through. So hopefully I can kind of be that person, because I managed to get myself out of feeling like that. And, so hopefully I can help some of you guys out. Now, before I start this video, I just want to say that this is what I personally did. I'm not saying it's gonna like magically cure you, that this is gonna like, make you better and that you're never gonna be sad ever again. I mean, I still get sad. I still get really down, and like small things make me feel like crap. But yeah, if I can help even a few people, that would be so amazing to me. I remember meeting this one girl during a stream that I was doing on YouNow, and she came on to my stream and she was just commenting how like, she was so done. She like wanted to kill herself, like that kind of stuff. What should she do? And, I was trying to tell her that, things will get better, but sometimes it's just hard to kind of believe that without experiencing it. So I'm here to tell you guys that I've gone through it, that I got better, and that even though I'm not flawless, that I still get sad, I'm in a lot better place now than I was junior year. So first of all, I'm not going to be one of those people who's like, just ignore everything that's bad going on in your life. Look at the positive side, because sometimes it is okay to be sad. If something happens, be sad, cry, yell, throw things, break things. Something that makes you feel better, like helps you express that anger and sadness and just all those emotions. But at one point, you just have to let it go. Like, you cannot wallow in that sadness. It's okay to be sad, but then you really just have to move past that and not just sit and think about it. Because the thing is, if you sit and think about it, you're gonna start like overthinking everything, and like everything's gonna seem horrible. And at one point you just have to forget about it and move on with your life. And I know that sounds impossible, and because it basically is. It's impossible to forget something that made you feel bad, but it is possible to move past it and to temporarily forget about it for periods of time, to the point where it stops bothering you as much and you can move on with your life in a way that it's still there, but it doesn't matter that it's still there. Another really important thing is, don't try and place blame and make excuses, especially since in the end, you're the only one who can like help yourself, who can fix yourself. Like, if you don't want to get better, you're not gonna get better. You can't expect other people to like fix you, which is a really bad mistake I made. I thought that, other people could fix me and then, I'd be okay. But honestly, you're the only person who can fix you. So don't blame other people. Don't blame situations. Like, don't blame your ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend for why you're so miserable right now, because just because they broke up with you, it doesn't somehow make it their fault that you're sad. It's your fault that you're sad because you're letting their breakup get to you. And yeah, sure, sometimes there will be more extreme situations where the person cheats on you or the person is abusive, and obviously you have every right to say that that is the reason you're sad. Like I said before, at one point you just have to move past it. You have to stop blaming them for making you sad, because you shouldn't even care about someone who would dare do something like that to you, because they're not worth your time. Them doing that to you, honestly, is like a blessing, because you now have that person out of your life. You don't have to deal with that negativity anymore. You can't just go the rest of your life blaming that person for why you're miserable, because life moves on, and so you have to move on. Life keeps going. No matter what's going on to you, life keeps going, and after a certain point, you just have to keep going with it. And I know that sounds really harsh, and I can be a really harsh person. I'm a very, I believe in tough love, but you can't sit and wallow and expect things to somehow magically get better, because making excuses is the thing that's preventing you from getting better, from feeling better. For example, to use an easier excuse, working out. If I keep making excuses for why I'm not working out, I'm never gonna start working out. It's gonna be 47 years from now, and I'm just gonna be like, oh, I'm too old now. And then the day before, it was oh, I'm just a little tired, or oh, I'm sick, or oh, my legs hurt. You can't just keep making excuses, because then you will never ever get better. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you this ideal way of how to be positive, and how it's all gonna magically happen from you drinking tea and taking a bath every day and that kind of stuff. That's a good buffer method, which you can use in addition to what I'm telling you, but I just don't believe that you treating yourself every day is gonna somehow magically make you feel better. And going along with not blaming other people and making excuses, also don't blame yourself. Your mistakes are your fault. Yes, that is true. But they don't define who you are as a person. If you made a really bad mistake a while ago and you're still blaming yourself for that and whatever may have come out of it, you just keep blaming yourself for that, you're just gonna get really down on yourself, and that's not gonna do anything, because sure, it may have been your fault. It may have been a really bad mistake, but that doesn't define who you are. Just because you do something bad doesn't make you a bad person. And sometimes that is a really hard thing to get in your mind, because we have a weird tendency of getting really down on ourselves, and sometimes you just need someone to really tell you that it's not your fault, that even though it technically is your fault, you can't just keep saying that it's your fault for the rest of your life, because that's also going to stop you from ever feeling better, because you're just going to go the rest of your life thinking about how horrible you are and how you're a terrible person, and that's just not going to get you anywhere. Another important thing is to just cut toxic people and toxic objects out of your life, which I know for a fact is so hard. You guys know about how I have abandonment issues, and I'm also a really big memory hoarder. I mean, I had a bunch of pictures just disappear at one point, and I literally had a panic attack. And even though they weren't super important pictures or anything, I just I got so just destroyed. I couldn't deal with the fact that those pictures were gone. So I know what it's like to sometimes have to cut a toxic person or toxic object out of your life, and how hard that can be. But if somebody's making you feel bad about yourself, that person shouldn't be in your life. Even if you're oh, they're a really good person, but they make you feel bad and you keep making excuses for them, being oh, they're just having a hard time, or they're in a really weird place in their life. They're making you feel bad, and they should not be in your life. Which is not me saying push people away and don't help them when they need it. You just have to know when the person really needs help and cares for you, and when that person is just basically using you as their backup friend or whatever. You just can't keep toxic people who are hurting you in your life, even if it hurts to get rid of them, because coming from someone with abandonment issues, I know how hard it is to cut someone out of your life, but I'm slowly beginning to realize that going through that short period of anxiety where I have to get over the fact that I'm not going to be this person's not going to be in my life anymore is worth it, because then I don't have to go through the constant anxiety that this person is causing me just by being in my life. You know, so let's just say an ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend, or, you know, just like a friend that you kind of ended up growing apart from, because sometimes that happens, and you can't just forcibly hold on to that friendship if it's not working out anymore, because that's just going to hurt you, and it might also hurt the other person. So honestly, at some points it's better to just let go, get them out of your life, and feel better eventually. And also, like, by toxic objects, I mean like things that remind you of a person or a situation that makes you feel bad. So like if you have pictures of you and, let's just say, your father who walked out on you, and you keep those and like stare at them for hours on end and feel bad for yourself, that's not going to get you anywhere. You need to get that out of your life. And if you're the type of person who, like me, you don't want to just completely get rid of it, well then put it in a box and give the box to someone you trust and tell them, do not give this to me. Like, don't let me open it, don't let me look at it until like I get over this situation, or like something like that, or if I really need it for something. But otherwise, you should not have those things in your life, because it's just gonna make you feel worse. Another important thing is honestly to just take care of yourself. Work out, eat right. You know, working out releases endorphins and whatever scientific stuff people always say, which you probably think is cheesy and you're sick of hearing it, but honestly, it's true. I feel so much better after I work out. Like, I go in feeling like crap, and I leave, at least for a while, I feel so much better. And like, obviously, it's not gonna fix all your problems, but it will make you feel better. And also, eating right. You can't be like me, where every time you get really bad anxiety, you get really nauseous, and so you just decide, oh, I guess I'm just not gonna eat because I'm nauseous. And that's not the way to go, because you're gonna end up being really unhealthy, and that's just gonna make you feel worse about yourself. So eating right, working out, you know, don't be like one of those people who just lays in their bed all day, doesn't shower, doesn't get out of bed. Force yourself. Like, I know it's not easy, but sometimes you just have to force yourself to get out of bed, look good, do your makeup. You don't even understand how much better I feel when I like force myself to get out of bed, shower, do my makeup. Sometimes that really just ends up getting your confidence up, makes you feel better, makes you look better. And so then in turn, that just makes you feel a little bit happier, lets you get a little bit past whatever is going on in your life. Honestly, looking good makes you feel good. I don't know if you've ever like noticed this, but like when you get sick and you stay home and you're in bed and you just feel like crap and you're like dying and your nose is stuffy and your head hurts. But then let's just say you actually go out that day instead of staying home in bed sick, and you put makeup on, and a lot of times you won't feel perfect. It's not like makeup cures your cold, but it will make you feel better, and you won't be cured, but you will feel a little bit better than you would sitting in bed sick. So the same thing kind of applies to your feelings. When you just get yourself out and look nice and take care of yourself, take care of your body, take care of your appearance, it will make you feel better than if you would stay home and just wallow in sadness and not shower for like a week straight and that kind of thing. It really does help. Even though that sounds probably completely ridiculous to some people, it does help. And also sometimes it is okay to treat yourself. You know, sometimes you just gotta go on a shopping spree. And I'm not saying like, you know, every time you get sad, go over to the local shopping mall and spend $200, because pretty soon you'll be broke and you'll have another reason to be sad. But occasionally it is okay to buy nice things for yourself, to take a bath with a bath bomb and like that kind of stuff, you know, like it's okay to treat yourself. You don't have to constantly be hard on yourself, even though that's what I seem to be implying throughout this whole video. It's okay to treat yourself. You know, don't feel guilty about it. Don't feel guilty about, you know, having a single cupcake or something like that, because it's okay. That one cupcake is not going to magically make you fat. Buying one lipstick is not going to somehow destroy your entire life savings. You know, as long as you know how to limit yourself, you can once in a while do nice things for yourself to make yourself feel better. And another thing, sometimes it's good to just slow down. We live in a society now that everybody's always in a rush. Everything has to get done yesterday. Like, it's ridiculous, especially now with technology where we can like text each other and email each other and everything can be done literally like so much faster. Everybody's always in a rush to be the fastest one done. And sometimes that's not good because that speed ends up causing stress and anxiety, especially if you're behind, if you've missed a deadline or something like that. It's just going to cause stress and anxiety. So sometimes it's good to just slow down, force yourself to slow down, to take a breath, have lunch, and take a couple extra minutes, you know, have 5 extra minutes in your lunch, or, you know, take a break when you're doing homework. You don't have to have it done immediately. It can get done later, and it's also not the end of the world if you don't finish one homework assignment. You just sometimes need to slow down, let yourself breathe, and remember that not everything has to be done yesterday. Some things you can turn in tomorrow. Some things can get done tomorrow. And my last one is kind of a little bit cliche, but it's something that's really close to my heart because I'm a people pleaser by far. I like making other people happy, even if sometimes it costs me my own comfort, which is not always a good thing. Don't go too far with that. Add positivity to someone else's life because you get what you put out in the world. And I know that sounds really stupid and really cheesy, and you've heard it 100 times before, and you're probably so sick of hearing it, but you get what you put out in the world. It's kind of like karma, where, you know, you put good out and you get good in. Even if that doesn't always work out, seeing other people happy a lot of times will make you happier, especially if you're the reason for that happiness. At least that's how it's been working for me. Like I said, this is kind of like how I got myself out of that rut that I was in, because just seeing other people happy and making other people happy just makes me really happy. So that's definitely something that I would recommend trying. Just be nice to people, help them out. Don't do it to the point where you're hurting yourself, but put positivity out and you'll get positivity in. So anyways, that's basically it. Just, you know, stay positive because life does get better. I know that sounds cheesy and it's probably hard to believe for some people, but I know I've been there. I hated when people used to tell me to just stay positive because it gets better, but it really does. And I wish that I would have believed them then, because maybe I would have been able to, you know, just feel better for a little bit. Because honestly, looking at myself now compared to how I was my junior year, it is such a complete transformation. I was so depressed, so anxious all the time. I'm still anxious all the time, but at least now I know how to deal with it. I just felt worthless, hopeless. I thought nothing was ever going to work out for me. Nothing was ever going to get better. And here I am, telling you that things will get better. Things will be okay, and that sometimes you just need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and, you know, force things to be okay until they actually are. Fake it till you make it, right? And I know a lot of the things I'm saying sound either harsh or cliche. It's the weirdest video I've probably ever made, the weirdest combination of harsh, tough love and cliche, idealistic views. But I guess that's a perfect metaphor for who I am. I'm a very like golden middle type person where I try to combine tough love and cliche and just make it work. But you know what? It worked for me, so maybe it'll work for you. Anyways, also guys, always know that I am here for you. You can always try and reach out to me and I will respond to the best of my ability if you're ever having issues with anything. And also, if you want me to make a video about anything, of any specific issues that you think I could probably talk about, I am very open to that. Just let me know. I'm probably going to be making a video about how I deal with anxiety very soon, because I have some very good methods that have been working for me. Again, me. So if this doesn't work for you, it's not my fault, so don't blame me. Just to reiterate my point from before. So now I'm just gonna finish this video because I'm just rambling at this point. So I hope the rest of your guys' day is awesome. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for supporting me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.